Welcome back to Crossroaded, your wide open moto podcast. And this week we are going to recap the Glendale Supercross, which surprisingly wasn't a triple crown, which is what it's known for, but we still had the huge stadium floor, a very interesting track that unfortunately didn't really live up to the hype when the gate dropped. But of course, let me get to my co-host, Justin. Welcome back, Justin.
Yeah, all reliable. I was there in person, good race, the Supercross, depending on which race you watched, depending on what class, but some of it was boring, but it's always good being at a race in person.
Yeah, our Arizona local boy at the Glendale Supercross, of course. And apologies, obviously, I'm batting a little bit of a cold here, but we're going to push through and make sure we get this episode wrapped up. Well, Justin, as always, we'll start into the storylines. But to be honest, I'm looking at my notes here. I don't have any storylines heading into this weekend. I mean, everyone's still pretty healthy. No new riders bouncing back. I mean, I don't know. I mean, as far as the moto world, I mean, have you heard of any kind of developing news coming out?
Nothing crazy, really. I think the only thing, I think I saw some rumors Shimoda might be ready maybe for some East Coast rounds. I saw that, but who knows? That could have been some spam account on Twitter, trolling everyone. But I mean, yeah, like you said, not really anything. I mean, everyone stayed healthy. 250's kind of settled with, the title pretty much coming into this week. There's no real competition, it seems like. And yeah, like you said, there's no triple crown. I think, kind of took some hype out of Glendale.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're talking about Shimoda, to me, it's very similar to Jet. What's the point of coming back and racing Supercross if you have no chance of winning the title? Just wait. 250 outdoors is going to be up for grabs. So if I was Shimoda, I'd just wait and get ready for outdoors. Same thing for Jet. I mean, I guess the only developing story that I really have heard is obviously the Seattle Seahawks just won the Super Bowl, and that's going to play a factor. And I was going to get into this when we talk about the Seattle track, but they usually get in there Monday, I believe, and now they're not going to be able to get in there until Wednesday.
Oh,
And
really?
weather's going to potentially play a factor as well. So don't be surprised that we see kind of a dumbed down track with very little prep and with the weather playing a factor.
Yeah, I didn't know they were pushing it back to Wednesday. You don't I mean, I guess no one really thought Seattle would be in the Super Bowl. Um, I was when she mentioned that yesterday, I was kind of thinking, what if they push the parade back? But I think it's tomorrow, or was it today?
No, I think it's usually I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I didn't see. I just saw that a lot of the Seahawk guys were at Disneyland
I wonder if they're
yesterday.
gonna push it back maybe to next Monday or something, or maybe
I mean, I
Tuesday.
honestly, I don't think the NFL or Seahawks give a shit about Supercross for them to push back their championship parade. But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just what I heard. That's what Mathis said on his show that they're not going to be able to get in there until Wednesday. So that's just another factor for these dirt works guys.
Yeah, dude, they
Well,
start the parade at Wednesday at 11 a.m.
oh damn, yeah,
So
that's
they're not going to
crazy.
be there until Wednesday night. And like you said, yeah, it's supposed to rain all day Friday and I think most of Saturday. So like you said, we might have an SMX round.
Yeah, or like an arena cross style track.
Yeah, fucking ACP fucking dumbed down combo track.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I mean, that's it as far as the developing stories. But Justin, let's get into this track layout. I mean, you were there in Glendale. Glendale's known for being really dry, really hard packed, but they added some mold. So the track actually looked pretty good throughout the day. It did dry out by the end of the night. But what were your overall thoughts of, that Glendale track seeing it in person?
I think in person, I think like you said, the dirt looked way better than normal. It looked pretty tacky. I was kind of hoping there'd be more of the quads that Yoder did in press day. We were sitting right there. That was our section after the finish. I didn't see one person hit the quad at all, and I was disappointed. With the way it looked, like with Yoder quad, and it's so easy in press day. Like that section, you could have quadded after that into the corner, and I was thinking someone was gonna pull that. You can go on, off, quad, quad. I'm like, Stu would have done it. It was doable, that's for sure. But no one pulled the trigger.
Yeah, and then we even saw, Tomac, huck a quad in that rhythm section that had a little bend
Hmm.
in it. That didn't really come to fruition in the main event. Qualifying was interesting. There were some different lines that were being thrown out there, but come race day, I mean, everything kind of settled down. The sand didn't really seem like it made much of an impact. The start was interesting. There's really just one incident where Max Anstie forgot to hit the brakes and almost launched off that single. But
Wrong first turn, I guess.
yeah, but other than that, I mean, really, there really wasn't much that kind of stood out. This track looked like it was going to be great, but I've been kind of thinking about this. Has kind of been the history of these Glendale tracks. It's a huge open floor stadium, but because it's so hard packed, doesn't really get much run. The racing just doesn't really live up to the hype of what this stadium brings.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to switch up a little bit on the layouts. I mean, it almost seems like it's identical the last few years. Just put the start at the one end and then they just come straight down and you got five long rhythm lanes and nothing really separate. Maybe they need to go side to side a little bit more and switch it up. It was cool that Freeze and Craig here. They had some big jumps,
Yeah,
and some even
so
longer
they went
rhythms
underneath
and
the stadium, kind of.
yeah, so I mean that'd be cool if they did that again. I think maybe they need to. I mean, the first three rounds were sick and they raced well, so I was
Yep.
hoping they'd start to do a little bit different things, but we'll see. We'll see this next week.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into this 250 class. I mean, Deegan starts out, fastest qualifier. The qualifying was great to watch, of course. Maximus Volant gets another heat win. Deegan gets a heat win as well. So we're kind of seeing a repetition here. Volant winning his heats, same thing with Deegan. But as we get into the main event, I mean, Deegan really kind of took charge. He got a great start. He was able to double, right across the whole shot line. And that really gave him kind of a half second lead, right out of the gate. And I mean, that was really all she wrote. But just, I mean, the first topic, first question I have you for, I mean, we all saw the bow and arrow, at the end. And to you, is this Deegan Kitchen thing kind of getting kind of like blown out now? I mean, Kitchen's not really in the picture. And it just, to me, it just seems like maybe Deegan just needs to kind of like move on, just win these races and let's just sail off to the sunset. These celebrations are getting kind of corny at this point.
I mean, it's Deegan. Deegan's gonna do whatever he can to get views, to get clicks, to get, someone to say his name, whether it's good or bad, he don't really give a shit. So it's all for views, it's all for clicks, but that's what pays the bills. So, he's kicking everyone's ass out there, and it sucks because what are they supposed to say or what are they supposed to complain about? I mean, he's whooping everyone's
Mm.
ass and he's just backing it up, all his shit talk. So, but this is what leads to moments like in SMX when Kitchen fucking took him out
Yep.
and cost him $500,000. Like, you run your mouth all year, and then when it happens to you, then you want to be like, "Oh man, look at what he did," blah blah blah. But it's like, I mean, you kind of asked for it, so it's just probably going to be a matter of time. Once you go to the 450s, though, they're not going to wait till SMX. They're going to do it right then and there in that next turn. You'll have Anderson slowing up and getting lapped just so he can fucking blow your doors out and fucking ruin your race and your championship.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it might happen sooner than that. I mean, at this point, Kitchen doesn't really have anything to lose. I mean, Deegan's gotten his starts figured out, and getting these hole shots. But if he gets, one bad start, kind of like we saw at Houston, if Kitchen has a chance, he might just take out Deegan just for the hell of it. We might have, St. Louis all over again. So yeah, I mean, no one's touching Deegan right now, but all he's doing, man, he's just creating more and more enemies, and he can't get mad if he gets taken out again by one of these guys because of all the shit talking he continues to do. And we still got the East West shootouts as well. He's got enemies on both coasts that might be looking to take one last shot at him before he escapes his 250 class.
Yeah, Hammaker might be coming for some payback.
Yeah.
And plus, I
Yeah.
mean, but also if you look at the points right now, Deegan's 27 points up. I mean, he's created a huge gap, and Anstey's shit the fucking bed. But I
Yep.
mean, the battle for second's good. Mosman, Ryder D, and Anstey. I mean, we can even talk about Ryder D. I mean, his qualifying shocked me. I was like, wow, even watching him in person. I mean, he was flying. So, Ryder D to be third in the title this far into the championship. I don't think anyone would have predicted that.
No, but I mean he's got help. Obviously, McAdoo, Kitchen. I feel like this class has settled into the pecking order of what we kind of thought was gonna heading into it. Other than Anstey, he's really not bounced back since the incident
Yeah.
with Deegan. But coming into it, I thought Ryder D was gonna be like a 5 to 7 guy. I didn't think he was gonna be a consistent podium. Sure, he had a great, first couple rounds, but once again, here he's back into fifth place, finishing behind Mosman. He's kind of settling into where he's going to be. And then Anstey, like you touched upon it. I mean, the guy really can't figure it out. It's actually kind of crazy. His starts are completely gone. He's not really coming up through the pack. He hasn't been on the podium, honestly, what, since Anaheim won?
Yeah, I think
Or did
so.
he
Yeah.
did he podium
Did
Anaheim
he?
too? Obviously, the whole San
I don't
Diego
know.
incident, he didn't, but I mean, he really has not bounced back from that takedown that Deegan pulled on him in San Diego, and it's actually really surprising. But this almost kind of brings up my point is that we kind of talked about it is maybe those WSX rounds that he did during the offseason are maybe starting to catch up to him. You know, he's a little bit of an older guy, already got those 5 rounds in over there, looked great at A1, but he's really kind of lost some steam here as we're getting into the Supercross season.
Yeah, he may have blew his load a little too early.
Yeah.
I mean, him finishing eighth. I mean, but it was all because of his start. I mean, he was 16th on the first lap. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, he moved through the pack and got to eighth, but if you're that far back in the 250 class, you're pretty much screwed. So, and Deegan, once he got that whole shot, I literally looked at Clay. I was like, "It's over." I'm like, I mean,
Yep.
we can go fucking get a beer right now and go fucking hit the pisser right now. And yeah, Deegan just did what he did.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up being a pretty boring, main event, except for Kitchen. I mean, once again, Kitchen has a bad start, but man, he found his way through the pack. He was able to make a lot of passes where a lot of people couldn't pass on this. But once again, at the end of the night, it doesn't matter when your toughest competition is already checked out and you're having to battle through the pack. And yeah, I mean, it's just disappointing for Kitchen. He's shown he has the speed, but as we saw in Houston, maybe he doesn't. I mean, Deegan was able to pass him and check out, and I think at the lap times, even though Kitchen was ripping through the pack, I think he still had the third fastest lap time in the main event. I think Deegan still had the fastest, and Mosiman had the
Hmm.
second fastest. So, I mean,
Yeah,
take
but
what
there's
you
a
want from it.
there's a big difference though when those laps were ran. Mosman ran at the second lap, Deegan ran at the third lap, Kitchen ran his fastest lap, 10th lap. So,
Yeah,
it's a significantly different track, but it's like Kitchen, if you get a start, maybe you can run up there with Deegan, but I mean, Kitchen never can, he gets a
yep,
start and Deegan makes that pass within the first lap of pressure, and then, it's mind games and Kitchen just starts falling back.
yep. Yeah, and then the next guys that I have on there, obviously the Club MX guys, two solid rides, 6-7. But to me, like, I don't know, I thought maybe Volan would have an opportunity to get on the podium, but I don't know. Maybe I'm starting to think that maybe not. I mean, this is kind of consistent weeks where Mosiman, Ryder D, McAdoo, Kitchen are just, a notch or two better than Volan. It's not like they're getting terrible, starts over there, but I don't know. Maybe this is just where these club guys are going to kind of settle in.
Yeah, I just kind of looked at the charts for the laps, and I mean, they both started pretty much fifth, sixth. I mean, they started right almost where they finished. And I mean, at least they're keeping the pace and kind of staying up there, but like you said, they are fading a little bit, and they're just not being able to, maybe they're just not making those first, passes that they need to get settled in, and have that little bit of a gap. But yeah, like you said, they definitely are kind of settling maybe where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, because when you think about it, as we get to these East-West shootouts, those 5-6s can very well turn into, you know, 10, 11. With the other elite guys coming through. So it'll be interesting with them going in the East-West shootout. But yeah, I haven't really seen that flair that we see in the heat races transition over into the main events. And then a couple of other names that I just kind of put it out. Avery Long and Parker Ross ended up getting a top 10. So pretty solid for them. I know Lux Turner was just on the outside of the 11th place, but, solid ride for those two, getting up them to the top 10. But before we get into the good, the bad, and the ugly of this 250 class, anything else stand out to you with these 250 guys?
I think to see Mosman again kind of put another consistent ride in. I mean, these last 2 years have really turned around, what Mosman has been, his whole career. So, I mean, just Matt Mosman fourth again. That's the only thing I gotta say.
Yeah, so I know. So you have the points pulled up. Obviously, Deegan has a huge lead, over a race lead, so he's going to wrap this thing up early. But what do the points look like as we're looking at the second overall spot in this championship?
So, Mosman's second with 91, Ryder D's third with 89, Anstey's fourth with 88, and then McAdoo's fifth with 80. Kitchen sixth with 79, Volan seventh with 77. So
Okay.
there's kind of a battle
So
between second through fourth, and then fifth through seventh.
yeah, so I mean that battle for second, I mean it's tight. Those guys are usually always around each other. To me, I feel like I would still maybe not. Maybe I do got to give the edge to Mosman because I don't see Anstey really kind of flipping a switch and really turning it, around. But who do you give the nod to for this second overall in the title?
I think I'm gonna have to go Mosman. I mean, Anstey kind of has a track record of getting hurt. Ryder D kind of falls off a little bit. I think in the East-West rounds, I think Mosman's been getting good starts lately. I think that's going to be key, and I think that's where you can make up a lot of points in the championship. And who knows, Deegan may not even race the last round when it comes to it, so you can make up a bunch of points then. Um,
Yeah,
and he might just, he's definitely gonna wrap this up early. He's got 27 points now. I mean, you
yeah,
don't even have to race Seattle and he'll still have the title, or the
yeah.
points lead. So I'm gonna go Mosman as well.
Yep, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, we gotta see. Maybe Anstey will turn it around, but I mean, they got one more round in Seattle. Then we go to the East Coast, and we won't see these West Coast boys for a few rounds. So maybe Anstey can kind of turn around after the break. But what that only gives them two races to kind of build some momentum and take this away from the other guys. So all right. Let's go ahead into the good, the bad, and the ugly here. Justin, we'll start off with you. Who do you give the good performance of the night to?
Hold on, let me pull the points up real quick. Um, I think good. I think I'm gonna go Parker Ross, or I'm gonna go Avery Long. Ninth for Avery Long. I think he had some really good rides at the end of last year. To switch it up a little bit. I mean, just to see him top 10. He's on that AEO KTM. I know Mumphy's been hurt a little bit, so it's good to see, at least one KTM in the top of 10, I guess.
Right. Yeah. For me, the good, I end up giving it to Deegan. This kid just seems like he's getting better and better as the weeks go on. And I mean, he looked pretty impeccable. I mean, he got the start. He kind of gapped these guys, and I mean, another perfect weekend, fastest qualifier, won his heat race, won the main event. I mean, he's really put on that dominant performance that we talked about wanting to see him before making this jump up to 450, and he's definitely lived up to the hype. That's for damn sure. All right, what do you got as far your bad performance?
Max Anstey. I mean, ooh, maybe I should just save that for ugly, honestly. I'm gonna save that for ugly. I like that. Yeah, just looking at it again. I'm gonna say bad. Let's go with Kitchen. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, he recovered to second. But I mean, you just can't be starting. I think he started 13th after lap one, so you just can't be doing that if you even think you're gonna have a shot to beat Hayden Deegan, especially when he's getting the whole shot.
yeah, I'm with you. I have Kitchen down as well. Sure, he had a great ride coming up through second overall, but he's still doing the same shit over and over again with these starts. He can't get figured out. He's a factory 250 rider and he can't figure out, the starts in that first turn and he keeps putting himself in the hole. So yeah, I'm with you on the Kitchen for the bad performance.
Can you
And then
see
you
me
kind
or
of touched
no?
on it. Your camera's kind of frozen.
Yeah, I know. It's saying it's black on my end, but I can still hear you and see you clearly, so fuck it, we'll keep it going.
Yeah, I can hear you. That's fine.
All right.
All right, and then you touched up on it, Max Anstey for
Yeah,
the ugly.
ugly.
I have the same man. I mean, he hasn't recovered. He went for winning A1, looked great at San Diego, but since then he really hasn't turned it around. He made that comment, "Oh, my starts are great. You're going to see me back up there again." And honestly, we haven't. He's really fallen off, and I don't really know what that cause is. But if anyone needs a break after Seattle, it's definitely him because he's got to figure out what's going on over there.
Yeah, maybe they need to put Dudney or Manor, Kid Manir on the fucking star bike for
Right?
250 West. I mean, Anstey came in, won the first round. Oh, excuse me. A lot of people were like, okay, he's gonna do it. He's gonna show everyone, on the star bike. And when he's the third best rider underneath his tent right now, and you got
Yeah,
both the club boys beating him. So it's not a good look when you're literally the fifth best Yamaha out there.
yeah. And he's healthy from everything I've heard. So yeah, I mean, some people can't survive the danger zone, and I think Anstey he hasn't been able to recover from it.
You're just waiting to use that one, weren't you?
Yeah. Um, all right. So that's it for the 250 class. Like I said, not much to really touch up on here for this past week. Let's go to the 450 class. And honestly, it might have been an even more boring race than what we saw in the 250 class. Ken Roxon gets it done, gets the win. Um, Thought that maybe Hunter, this was going to be his opportunity, but Ken Roxon ends up getting him and kind of takes off from him. But my first question to you, Justin, looking at these points, Ken Roxon and Hunter Lawrence are 1-2 in the points. But if you had to put money on who you think is more likely to win this title between the two, who would you go with? Because you have Ken Roxon, he's known to win races, he's shown it, but he's never shown that he can last all season and be there. But if you look at Hunter Lawrence, he's coming second, 4 weeks straight, had opportunities to win, can't get it done. But also, if you look at his Supercross season, he hasn't been able to survive a full season either. So, I mean, where would you lean as far as who you would lean at the most likely to win this title between Roxon and Hunter?
I mean, but if I'm have to pick between those two and I'm putting money, I'm doing Hunter. I just don't think, Roxon's gonna be able to, like you said, go the full distance, especially this late in his career. I just think Hunter, I mean, he's just kind of getting, I mean, yeah, he's getting better. I mean, in reality, was this his third year in the 450 class? And he is hanging with these boys. So, I mean, he's only probably going to get better and a little bit more consistent and learn a little bit more. But there's the pressure of that red plate. Can he handle it? That's going to be the key thing. Um, the points got real shaken up this week with Tomac, crashing that first corner. I wasn't even sure if he was gonna, get back up and go racing, but yeah, I'd have to put money on Hunter for sure.
Yeah, to me, it's tough. I'm wondering with Hunter. I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to win this title without winning a race. And to be honest, I haven't seen that he has that notch to go win a race. I mean, you put Eli, Sexton, Webb, Roxon, obviously, you give them a whole shot, and they check out and they win these races. And Hunter just can't seem to get the job done. And usually, when he's stronger at the end of these races, in this case, he wasn't. Maybe it's a hard pact. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm still waiting to see if Hunter has that extra notch to go out there and win one of these things when you have, all these defending champions and Roxon, still right there, in the picture. So I don't know. I would still lean to Roxon because he's shown he can get it done. And Roxon has said, he's in some of the best shape of his career. But I don't know. I still got to see if Hunter can get this race win done because I don't think he can win this title without winning a race. Do you?
Yeah, I mean, the way everything's been kind of falling, I think Hunter's at least going to get one race win this year, just because the weirdo rides we've had from everyone. Sexton still can't figure it out. Tomac had his kind of first real hiccup. Webb kind of came on, last week. Roxon, you never know, but Hunter's been the real true consistent one out of everyone so far. But yeah, I mean, consistency pays off. Look at Dungy. I mean, look at all those years, maybe he wasn't the fastest, but he was there, second every single week, and he'd end up winning the title because RB crashed out. So, showing
Yeah,
up
but
every
Dungey
week and
still
being,
won quite a few races though. In the
yeah,
meantime,
yeah, well, RB was hurt, so he's
so
gotta
but if you
win
look
with.
at this, like, what
But
are the
yeah,
chances that Webb, Sexton, Tomac, and Roxy? Because what you figure they would both have
yeah.
to have what outside a top five start, and Hunter has the whole shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Like,
I
what are the
mean, even
chances
the
of that happening?
yeah, I don't see it. I mean, I think he can win one race. I mean, it's gonna be a weirder race. It might be this weekend, Seattle. Mud race, who knows? This might be Hunter's chance.
Do you count? I mean, yeah, it counts, but I'm not. If he
I'm
goes out there and wins a mud race, I ain't taking anything from
yeah, I'm not either. It's just he fucking
it.
probably got the whole shot fucking
Right. So yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, I thought Hunter was going to get his first win, got the whole shot, exactly what he needed to do. Tomac was buried. Sexton's still having trouble. I don't think Webb necessarily has the speed to chase any of these guys down for the pack um, without them going down. But I don't know. I still got to see Hunter so that he can win. All right, the next one I have here. So Tomac does go down in the first corner. You touched on it. Um, Man, has he had some close calls. I mean, last week at Houston, he had a pretty nasty crash. He got lucky there. This one just kind of an awkward crash, right off the start, gets taken out by Craig. But I mean, we saw what happened to Highness. Very similar, same thing. Very slow to get up. Fights his way back up. I think he ended up finishing about 12th or 13th, so not bad. But man, yeah, this he Tomek's had a pretty tough, last couple rounds, and that nice points lead that he has is gone, and now he's sitting third of the points, and he's got to start doing the chasing now.
Yeah, it's definitely not what he wanted to do, that's for sure. But there's not really much to do when you're getting slid into on the start, and there ain't nowhere to go, and the turn goes left, and the guy's going right. So I mean, yeah, he should have got maybe a better jump, especially with that long start. If he was on a Yamaha, he'd never be in that situation because he'd have so much power, he'd be out front. Um,
His
but
starts
yeah,
were
that point.
significantly worse on the Yamaha, by the way.
Hey, 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 hey. We're just going off this one race. You're only as good as your
Yeah,
last race. So, but no, I mean, now shit's real shaky. I mean, I didn't think he was gonna get up. Honestly, he started limping, and I was like, "Oh fuck, dude, there goes Tomac again, early exit. Round five, round six. Just due to age, getting hurt, which would suck to see, especially with the way everyone's, kind of had a bunch of weirdo rides so far this year, and it's anyone's title.
yeah,
But I mean, it definitely, if you watch, he was almost a lap down. Roxon was only like one section behind him before he really got going. It took him like two laps to get going. And then, he kind of dropped the hammer, worked his way up. But yeah, it's a bummer to see, but it makes the championship a hell of a lot closer and a hell of a lot better. I mean, just even looking at the odds, for the title, Tomac's still favored at plus 150.
yeah.
Hunter's second at plus 250, Sexton plus 300, Webb is plus 1,000. That's the one that you might want to go throw $10 on just in case. I mean, we know how Sexton crumbles. We know how Roxon gets hurt. What happens to Tomac?
Yep.
Hunter's really that only one right there, and Webb's only at 91 points, so he's really 25 points back, but he's 7 points back behind Tomac. I think that's the person you got to watch is what Tomac's points are.
Well, Webb's only down 17 points in the championship, isn't he?
Oh no, never mind. It's 15. 15. My
Yeah,
bad.
so
I
yeah,
counted
he's
wrong.
still definitely
15.
there. And like I said, Hunter's not shown to be very reliable in Supercross either.
Hmm.
Remember last year we lost him at Tampa Bay. The year before that, his rookie year, so I mean, Hunter hasn't shown that he can survive 17 rounds as well. So yeah, I mean, throwing some money on Webb definitely wouldn't be a bad idea. Um, but yeah, like you said, it makes this championship a lot interesting because the title favorites, Tomac and Sexton, are having to do all the chasing now because they find themselves in the hole and they're chasing Roxon and Hunter, which it definitely makes it a lot more interesting. And either one of those guys can go on a tear at any point. And then talking about Sexton, it sounds like maybe he was sick heading into the weekend, but man, he kind of similar to Anson. I mean, he's really lost steam since that A2 win. And this week it just wasn't any better. His starts, he got pit stopped really bad, but he didn't charge to the pack. And usually this is a track with speed that he could kind of make some moves. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to lose faith in Sexton. I'm just not sure if he is going to be able to find this, this old consistent speed back that we saw at A2.
Yeah, like you said, it was a weirdo ride. I mean, he only went up six positions, but I mean, also, I kind of feel it has something to do with the track. The track just seemed pretty basic. So, I mean, everyone was doing pretty much the same rhythm. I mean, there's a couple sections that maybe you could do a little bit different, but I heard Pope mention something that, like, in the last 10 laps or last 12
Yeah.
laps, there was only one pass in the top 10.
Yep.
Like, that's horrible. And if you look at the times, the way they finished, I mean, there are a couple seconds between each other, so it wasn't like, it was just a weirdo race, a weirdo track. I don't think it raced very well, and that's why, Sexton didn't move up because there wasn't much time to make up.
Yeah.
So once you kind of settled in and first lap, you're 15 seconds back if you're buried in the pack after the first lap.
Yep. No, exactly. And even Cooper Webb touched up on that on the Pole and Mesh show, saying that he just kind of got into third and he just kind of settled in. He said, "Hey, I'll just take third for the night." It didn't. That track was so fast that you couldn't really push any harder and make up really any ground. The risk was just too high and you weren't going to make up much of a difference. So yeah, exactly. I think a lot of these guys just kind of settled in and just kind of wrote it into the night. But over to Webb, he sneaks in, another podium. He's been awfully quiet, already got a win, and I mean, heading into Seattle, knowing these conditions, who knows? We might see Webb get his second win of the season, but he's starting to crawl back in this thing for sure. What do you think of Webb?
Yeah, I mean, Webb just being a diesel truck. I mean, he just kind of lurks back there. I mean, we were all talking about his first three rounds. We're like, oh God, this is bad. And then he comes out and wins the Triple Crown. And then now he just, kind of stays consistent and he gets a third. Like you said, he kind of just settled, which that's the veteran play. That's the way he's won titles before. And we mentioned a little bit earlier about the point standings. He's still right there, and he's in striking distance. And if Webb has a shot, you have to keep an eye on him. So, I mean, it was cool to see him get third. I didn't think he'd finish third on a Glendale type of track with how fast it was.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. And then his teammate Jay Coop gets a fourth. I mean, a good bounce back ride for Jay Coop. Finally put something together. Obviously, he had a little bit of help. And then Prado, he ends up getting fifth, but with Prado, he still can't seem to transition these elite starts in the heat races to the main events. But he has more heat race wins than Hunter and Jay Coop combined. So that's crazy. But I mean, Prado's just been kind of just this consistent fifth place guy. And I don't know. I mean, his starts just haven't been there in the main event, and that's what he needs. He's not gonna be able to come through this pack if he's not getting a start.
Yeah, I think it just comes with repetition. I mean, I think he's kind of flipped the whole script and kind of opened everyone's eyes, from what happened to Cali to now. We're talking about weirdo rides. If Prado does get one of those starts in the mud, MSGP guys ride in the mud a lot. Um, you never know with Seattle. This is going to be a true curveball this weekend, and um, you know, I I wouldn't be shocked, if Hunter or Prado or something like that gets a whole shot and runs away with a win in a mud race, just because with how start dependent it's really been this year, and if
Yeah,
it's going to be a dumbed down track, I mean, it's going to be pretty basic. It's going to be like what New England I think was last year that Hymas won. I mean, that was
yeah,
dumbed down like crazy too.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. The starts really matter, and they're known for getting good starts. All right. Anything else in this 450 class before we get into the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Joey Savacci, another great ride. I mean, when is
And
he
in
going to get a
qualifying
fact?
too, he looked good in
Yeah.
qualifying as well.
When is he going to get a factory shot again? I mean, when?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you're Kawasaki, you're seeing how he's performed. I'm going to give him that ride over Marchbanks.
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah,
Savacci's filled in for what, two times already for them, and he proved that he could ride and run up in the top 10. And,
yeah,
Kelly just says pretty much fuck you. I mean, if I'm Savacci, if Kelly comes back, I might tell them fuck you. I
yeah.
mean, hopefully another brand, comes after him, but, who knows? I
I
mean, just
I
keep riding what you're doing, I
do
guess.
I do think the WSX kind of plays a role into this. Sabati obviously with that quad lock, they do WSX. I don't think Sabati is really going to do any outdoors necessarily. So I just think if he bails and goes onto a Kawasaki or goes to HRC, he's going to miss out on a WSX opportunity. I think he wants to cash it in with those races.
Yeah, he can make he's probably making some fat sacks doing that, especially being a title contender for that, and you get paid to travel the world. I mean,
Yeah,
and you don't have to race outdoors, and you can still qualify for SMX at the end of the year. Fuck it, why
yeah,
not?
yeah, exactly. And then update on the Anderson bet. I'm still sitting strong. I think he ended up getting 11th place. So looking good
Yep.
there. It was to continue to ride. And the longer the season goes, I feel the better my chances are going to get here with Anderson. So I'm liking
Yeah, dude,
my
you're
chances
real
of.
nervous. A1, A1's really put some pressure on you.
Well, even I think wasn't
Was
it
it
A2
San
that he led like
No, yeah,
most of the
A2.
race?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
A2.
Yeah, like more than half. I was like, oh boy. And then yeah, he fell back. Um, All right, let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. Starting off with the good, I'll go first here. I've Ken Roxon gets the first win, looks good, chases down Hunter, drops Hunter, and kind of cruises in. Kenny's had a lot of success in Glendale, but it's good to see Kenny get up there on the box. What do you got for the good?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Rocks in as well. I mean, first time. I mean, if you get your first win of the season, I think you kind of deserve that win, or that good, selection. And I mean, he got a good start, stayed up front, and did what he had to do, and he capitalized on everyone else kind of, not getting great starts. As in Tomac and Sexton, and um, to hold off Hunter. I definitely thought Hunter was going to win after the race started, and it's just cool to see Kenny win. Kenny's always a cool guy, and
Put that
his
Suzuki on
interview.
top still.
Yeah, RM Army still kicking away.
Hmm. And then
I mean,
obviously
hey,
everything
dudes.
going on with the team owner as well, the whole cancer deal too. So pretty cool that they
Yeah,
end up getting the win at the same time.
yeah, and with Suzuki, I mean, I'm hearing they got factory guys from Japan coming out, and they're gonna possibly be re-entering MXGP. So I mean, that's huge to see Suzuki putting more money back into that side, but we didn't even know if there was gonna be a Suzuki on that side. I mean, and to
Yeah.
look at it, I mean, you got three Suzukis in the main event. You got almost as many Suzukis as you do KTM's in the main event.
We
So,
got more than gas
it's
gas.
and Beta
Yeah. Yeah, that
and
too.
Husky.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Um,
I just think I mean, I think the Suzukis are one of the best looking bikes. That yellow just looks good. I mean, you can almost
yeah.
pair it with anything and it looks good. It just pops.
Yeah. All right. Bad performance. This is where it's gonna get kind of interesting. I probably have a feeling where you're gonna go, but who do you got for your bad performance?
Um, let's go with I'm gonna go Tomac for bad
Okay.
performance.
Not what I thought. I thought you were
I
gonna go Sexton for sure.
No, no, I'll save one for him. But Tomac just bad. I mean, coming off the start, I know you got to get a better start at that. But I mean, getting slid into and then him just to get back up and how far back he was, almost being a lap down from Roxon and those boys were charging, and for him to get all the way up to 12th, that's a real salvage ride. I mean, look at all he passed quite a bit of people to get there. And kind of just rode right behind Anderson, and him and Anderson moved back all the way up to 11, 12. So bad performance for Tomac, lost the points lead, but just for him to salvage 12th instead of it being a DNF, which I thought it was going to be, I think it's huge for his championship.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut Tomac some slack. Obviously, it wasn't his fault. He looked great all day long in qualifying. In his heat
Heat
race,
race too.
he definitely looked like he was gonna, sail away with this thing. A little bit of bad luck. I'm gonna give him a little bit of a break. I'm gonna give my bad performance to Hunter. I feel like this is the one that he should have gone
Wow.
out there. He should have gotten his win. He got the whole shot. He got help with Tomac going down. He got help with Sexton getting a bad start. All he had to do was hold off Ken Roxton, and he wasn't able to do it. So I give the bad to Hunter. He's gotta get these wins. He keeps getting these second places. What is it saying? Always a bridesmaid, never a bride, and that's where Hunter Lawrence is kind of hanging down. If he wants to be in this elite level, he needs to go out there and he needs to get the job done. And I feel like this was his opportunity to do it, and he still couldn't get it done. All right, ugly performance. Where do you land on that?
I'm going Chase Sexton. I mean, just time and time again, you just shit in the fucking bed. It's not a KTM issue. It's not a Honda issue. It's a him issue. It just seems that no matter what brand, I mean, he just can't figure it out. I mean, starting 13th and then, only getting up to 7th, you can't be doing that, especially with, I mean, that's a race you got to go win. Sexton has to win. I
Or at
mean,
least
he's got
podium?
to. Or top five at least. I mean, not even to get up to top five and you start 13th. I mean, you got to be better than that if you're going to be a champion.
I don't recall him like them saying that he crashed during the main event either.
I
It
don't
was
think
just
he
a
did. I
meh
don't,
ride.
yeah, I didn't see him at crash at all that I remember. I mean, I don't remember much from the fucking night, but I would have remembered if Sexton would have fell because I've been talking shit.
Yeah.
But like you said, I don't think he did. I think he just, got a mid-pack start and kind of just settled.
Yep. My ugly, I got to give it to Malcolm Stewart. I mean, factory guy, DNF, sounds like he crashed 3 times. And I mean, props to him for coming back and trying to race after that gnarly A1
Yeah.
incident. But I mean, getting a DNF, it's tough. It's a bad look for a factory guy. And, hopefully he bounces back in Seattle. I had high hopes for him coming into it, but obviously that A1 crash really kind of shook some things up for him. All right. Well, that's it for Glendale. Not much to talk about, really. Hopefully, we get some more excitement as we head over to Seattle. So, Justin, we were looking over this track map at Seattle, like we talked about with the weather, the parade. Um, we might get a pretty mellow track heading into this weekend. To be honest, when I looked at this layout, the rhythms and everything looked pretty basic to me already. Five bold turns and then a switchback, across the start. But I don't know. Where are you thinking when you're looking at this Seattle track layout?
I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, it's pretty basic. I mean, short rhythms besides two rhythms, it looks like they'll have an option possibly to jump to start, um, in that middle lane. But like you said, I mean, it's not very impressive.
It looks really
I don't know
small
how
too.
it looks short. Like it's gonna
Yeah,
be like a 40-second lap time. I mean, like you said, if that weather is, I mean, they might just be having doubles instead of some of these double sections, and they got a triple coming into whoop section, so that's probably going to get dumbed down to a double. I think it really is key with this rain, and like I said, I didn't really think about the Super Bowl parade and everything, and that not even being until Wednesday. That's going to put a huge damper on the building the track because normally they bring dirt in on Monday.
yeah. So that's going to expedite it. They're probably not even going to be able to get dirt in until late Wednesday. They have
Like or
Thursday to put
maybe
it
Thursday
together.
morning, yeah.
Yeah, and then Friday is when
Maybe
the
there's
rain's
no
supposed to
press
come
day.
in. Yeah, I could see them doing that as well. They might cancel it, especially with the weather. Anyways, they usually don't run press today for training.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I
But
mean, maybe they're bringing more sand in or something, to keep it. I mean, they can't use that lime or whatever they did that one time, the good old San Diego carnage race. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting depending on how much rain's supposed to fall.
yeah, and I mean, we saw it in WSX. They kind of had like a sand supercross track, and it worked. So all we want to see is a good racing, and hopefully it can make it work. All right,
Oh, it
almost
looks
making
like
it through this.
Friday. Friday, it looks like the rain. It's looking at like between 12 and like 7 o'clock. So like
Yeah,
afternoon, and it's saying about a quarter inch. Saturday, it's saying 4 in the morning till like 6 a.m. It's going to be point 0.1 inch, a tenth of an inch.
yeah,
So it may just be enough to get everything wet and soft, but they might be fine. If they can get it finished kind of by Friday morning, covered up, this should be fine.
yep. All right, well, let's wrap this thing up. Who do you got for your picks heading into Seattle?
Fuck, dude, I almost want to put an asterisk. If it's a mud race, my picks are going to be different. Um, if it's a clearing race, I mean, no matter what, for 250, I'm gonna go Deegan.
Yeah,
Um, but 450, I think if it's dry, it's not raining, it's not a slot fest, I'm gonna go Cooper Webb. I think,
yep,
if it's super rutted, kind of technical, I definitely could see that being a Webb type of track. He excels in that stuff. It's gonna be just like kind of an East Coast track. But if it's raining, let's go Hunter. If it's pouring out there, I'm gonna go Hunter. If we go slot fest, but if it stays pretty good, I'm gonna go Webb.
all right. I'm with you. I got Deegan. Obviously, he's gonna win, but to me, I think I'm gonna go Tomac. I feel like he's gonna come out. He's been looking so good, and I think he's gonna want to come out and get a little bit of a redemption ride in here. I do
Hmm.
see Webb being up on the podium as well. I see it, being another tough night for Sexton. He's still trying to
Hmm.
figure out this bike, and the more elements that keep getting thrown at him, just going to send him into more of a spiral, I think. Well, all right. Well, that wraps it up for this week. Thanks again for listening. Give us a follow, subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Of course, you know where to find us. We will be at Arlington Supercross. We'll be wearing some of our
Yes,
gear.
we
So if
will.
you listen in, come say what's up. But that is it for this week. We will be back next week. Next week will also be our 250 East preview show as well as we're heading to Arlington. But thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Later.